Hi, I'm FDG and welcome to my channel. Today we have a very special guest near and dear to me, and my dog's running below our feet, Cora. I'm very excited to see the special guest, aka my brother, dear Brandon. Hello.
I'm your brother, dear Brandon.
And your awesome music too. I've been putting the IG88 soundtracks here. This pretty music that you hear in your eardrums is the artist. There you go. That's my intro.
It's me. That's a good intro.
Thank you.
Well researched.
Indeed. You know, I should hope I know something about your background. So today we're going to be checking out one of the Precon decks that I think was something that you were incredibly excited when you heard about it, which is the Eldrazi Unbound. So I think this is going to be super fun just because, you know, my dear brother Brandon is the one that introduced me to Magic, so I just thought like this would be a fun thing to kind of both of us looking at this Precon, going in blind, not really knowing what to expect, and just, I don't know, having our reactions for it. So, I guess, I don't know if you want to say anything, but...
I'm glad that I was accidentally responsible for the monster you become.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, let's open this Precon and see you in a second. Before we jump in, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sending their ambassadors the Precons and letting me have the opportunity like this to do an unboxing for one. This was a super special moment. If any of you are interested in picking up any Commander Masters products, I have a link in the description below that helps, you know, me stand out more as an ambassador if you're wanting to purchase such Commander Masters products. So feel free to check that out, and let's get to the box opening. Are you gonna pop your head? I was like, you gotta be in frame. So we're gonna start cracking open the box.
Oh man. And please leave a comment below if I open this box improperly.
Yeah. I'm sure someone
excited spoiled
you error.
Oh no.
It's okay.
This shape won't fit through that shape.
It will, I promise you. Is this what Christmas was like growing up? I can't remember. It's just
I feel like that's actually it's probably gonna trigger some people. All right, there we go. Did I do a good job?
You know, yes, I'm proud of you. And I thought I was smashly here. Oh god, maybe I'm gonna ruin it next. I was trying to preserve the box for context so I could have it.
Shake it.
You know what?
There we go.
Oh my god. Oh, we did it! Yeah!
Oh yeah.
You didn't see that part.
I feel like we're never going to be allowed to have another one of these.
Yeah, they're not going to ban us from it. So that's the front of the cool little box here, and it comes with like the little counters and all that shenanigans.
And some of them come pre-ripped on the top.
Yeah, pre-exploded on the top.
Yeah. You know, the chaos of Eldrazi, I suppose.
Yeah, and then I'll just set this over here.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead and crack it open, my dude. So it looks like it comes with your typical life counter here. Any pretty? Nope, no special art on it. And it always comes with like a little bit of like an instruction for you to learn how to do like basic commander stuffs. But that artwork is pretty dope. Yeah, so it just says like playing the deck, gives like a nice little deck summary and some of like the basic overview of like commander rules and stuff like that, which is pretty sweet.
Oh man.
And most precons come with that too, and so it gives you a little description too about you know, your commander or the story behind it, which I think is really interesting too. So if you're into lore, there you go.
Yeah. Zolodoc over here looking like a HR Giger Protoss or something.
It reminds me of it reminds me of your background that you always had with Zenyatta, or no, Genji, right? In Overwatch. Who thought siblings shared?
Or we can each grab a side.
I'm scared to like rip it open. So if you're not familiar with like what these little collector sample booster packs, they've been putting them into your precons since like New Capenna essentially, but it's just like another way that you can get some cool like different kind of alternative art, and there's usually 2 cards in it. What do we get? So we have the Secret Lair scan thing, coolest cards. Ooh, Regal Silver. That's good. You know, for the longest time, I thought slivers were silvers, and I blame. Yeah, it was really bad. I'd piss off so many people. Ooh, and that Myriad landscape is gorgeous. Cool. I'll hold that up closer. Let's do this one too. There's your regal. Sorry, I'm like stretching over to the playmat.
It's like Monet barfed.
Hold it up close. Monet barfed onto a card. Great art review. It's starting to feel like your wine reviews too.
Well, that is a regal sliver.
It is very regal, yeah.
Ooh, look at me.
The monarch.
Yeah, so...
yeah, I have a lot of sliver cards that I just randomly pulled over the years from like just my extra list cards. But I was like, I don't have like a sliver deck, but maybe now with the Precon, I'll start building something out.
Yeah, I would just force them into decks regardless of synergy. Just hopefully they can look
like
at it.
Only sliver specific synergy, and you're like put it in your like Winota deck or something. Yeah, go ahead and open the Precon though.
All right, I trim my nails because I'm not a filthy human being, so it's gonna take me a little bit.
Proud of you and your hygiene.
Yep.
Not many can say they have it.
Yeah, the studio smells fantastic.
Thank you. I am actually burning a flannel scented candle. Ooh. So I don't know how much more gay you can get than that.
Well, I changed my sweaty underwear before I came here, so I don't know how much straighter I can get than that.
I think you'd be straighter if you didn't.
Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna throw this trash on the floor.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Wow, it's just littering in my office, I see.
Yeah. Maybe it feels like a real Bauer move. How do we just break it down?
However the hell you want. Just,
oh man.
But like, I want to hold that up. Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
that's
my
gorgeous.
Lordy.
Sorry if I'm like looking at the other screen and I'm also looking at the cards, but
sorry if I'm only staring at the cards.
Ooh, what is
all right,
that?
Can I butcher all these names?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Amarthus, comma. Ghostfire, initiate. Move my mic because I'm just gonna be holding these close to my face. When they enter the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. Oh, it just does. Where X is. Oh my good lord. I want that guy.
Let's hold it up a little here for all of you. Ooh, that foil on that is really pretty, and it's a spirit. There's a few decks that have dropped that really care about spirits, so maybe that could be something that would be interesting synergy-wise. And it looks like that's the backup commander, so a lot of Precons have like your main one that's like the box-facing commander, and then they usually like offer like an optional commander that you can use. So I think this one honestly is going to be super powerful just because of like the cascade effect. So if you feel like throwing down a lot of money for like budget upgrade stuff but not so budget friendly, would be like Ulamog. That's 10 CMC, you cast that, and then maybe you get like Kozilith or something else scary out. So
yeah, that's terrifying. And also just like being able to use this Spirit Naga already has me naming the deck after was the George W. Bush on Saturday Night Live, Naga and do it. Everybody knows a Burnished Heart.
Yep. That's a good one. For a ramp, I guess.
Geode Golem.
Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast your commander from the command zone without paying the command cost. That is
that'll be nice.
Especially for how expensive that commander is, because if it gets removed, like, that's sweet.
Lightning Greaves, they made the art so that it looks like it's going even faster.
I mean, I think that's like the same art that they've used in a different set too.
It looks faster to me.
It's gotta go fast. But that's a really good reprint there, because I think it's usually sits around $10 and it goes up pretty quickly again after each like reprinting. So that's just a commander staple.
Just essential.
Yeah.
Oh, Meteor Golem. I had this as some expensive removal sometimes in artifact decks. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can find ways to kind of break it pretty easily too. So if you mill it to your graveyard, make a copy of it for free, and then, do shenanigans like that.
As much ETBs you can get out of there.
I think the big part is if you cast that with your commander out, though, like, it's going to be pretty sweet, because you're going to probably cheat out some other pretty big threats. So
another essential.
Yeah, Soul Ring. That's in every Precon. Yep, excited.
And up my sleeve so that it's in my opening hand every game. Thought Vessel.
Yeah, because we're all thinking with our thoughts. Yeah. And max hand size.
Yeah, and the price has been fluctuating a lot for that too.
I feel like it's like usually $1.50 or $2, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
It's almost enough for an energy drink. Thran Dynamo.
Yeah, so if you're willing to throw down monies, aka mana, for, a mana rock, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not my go-to one, but I think it has its place in like some artifact decks. And here you have the potential of cascading into it, so could be good.
Unstable Obelisk. I have this in my commander deck as well. It's fun, just late game in case I'm panicking and really want to sacrifice it to kill something.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a slower mana rock, so it's not something bad if you want to upgrade. Maybe that's a good thing to cut for something to help with Rant.
Ooh, this is really caring about our maximum hand size.
Oh yeah, Reliquary Tower I think is another commander staple that's just good to put in every deck.
Yeah. Yep, and partners not using Rogue's Passage when they're leaving. Using the loudest passage possible, but we're still here.
But yeah, so that's cool to see that reprint. I will put it in specific decks that I think really need to deal combat damage, so it can find its place. It's not bad to see more prints of that.
If you need to force something through.
Yeah.
Ooh. We got Artisan of Kozilek.
So whenever you cast a spell, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's nice because it's just on cast, but it also has Annihilator too. The only issue for me that I'm kind of worried about just going through this pre-con so far is everything's pretty expensive, CMC wise. So I'm curious to see like if we have more ramp that's going to be beneficial to help us kind of hit into these, or maybe some squishy bodies we haven't seen yet. But
or something to make colorless spells cost less.
Yeah, mana reduction stuff.
Ugin Boy out here.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they printed that.
Oh. I'm not going to do a Bane impression here.
I mean, you can. Let's hear it.
Bane of Ballad God. Actually, it just sounds like a
the Goofy
Deckard Cain. That sucked.
What does it say?
Whenever Bane of Balaged attacks, defending player exiles 2 permanents they control. Oh, ooh, man.
That's pretty spicy. Like, again, 7 CMC. So if you can hit these, they're going to be good. It's just, again, can we hit them is more what I'm worried about.
Oh, God, the art's so fantastic.
Not
of this world.
Ooh, I think this is another reprint, too.
Not of this world.
You're hired. Disney's going to call you out.
Oh, yeah, I probably got pulled already. It was too pitch perfect.
So you counter target spell or ability that targets a permanent you control. So we got a little bit of protection here, and then it reduces the cost, right? So it costs 7 less to cast if it targets a spell or ability that targets a creature you control with power 7 or greater. So it protects your commander potentially for free, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's not terrible.
I haven't seen Tribal Instant before. Spatial Contortion.
Target creature gets +3, -3 until end of turn. That could be interesting for combat tricks, or if we need to discount, because what was this one? Was this the power 7? So that cares about power, so maybe if you have something that you need to protect, you boost it with 2 mana, and then you cast that for free to protect it or something.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm really loving the art for all of this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Looks like a lot of reprints, I think, from... I only played, like, around Kaldheim, like, a month before Strixhaven dropped, so I missed, like, the original Eldrazi. But I think some of these are, like, good reprints. Oh.
Titan's Presence. As an additional cost to the spell, reveal a colorless card from your hand. Exile target creature if its power is less than or equal to the revealed card's power.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good removal.
Yeah, and he's just looking at him and he's melting. That's awesome. Warping Whale.
Whale. Oh,
yeah.
I can read.
I'm not wearing my glasses, so you had me go.
The combo of my dyslexia and you can't read.
I mean, there's yeah. Choose one. Exile target creature with power or toughness 1 or less. Counter target sorcery spell. Create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token. It has sacrifice this creature and add a colorless.
So kind of ramp in some aspects, and then maybe removal.
And something to spend your mana on when you're waiting for these incredibly expensive Eldrazi to get out.
And it might help with the board wipe too, because it says counter sorcery spell. So maybe that could get rid of like the farewell that could knock you out of this world if you have all those mana rocks you're depending on.
Yeah. Or if you actually get one of these out.
Yeah. Crashing Drawbridge.
Yeah, we know Crashing Drawbridge.
I like that one. That's from, I think, Throne of Eldraine era. I know I use this a lot though because I like the hasty aspect of it. Definitely. It's really spicy.
Yeah, just and something to do on turn 2.
Yeah, you feel like you're being productive.
yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, we know Dreamstone Hedron.
Yeah, so I think this is an interesting one. It's 6 CMC, which feels like quite a lot for a mana rock, but if we again are cascading into it, that's not a terrible hit, especially since, you know, we can draw 3 cards. I personally don't run this in any of my decks because I just feel like it's too expensive.
Yeah, it always seems like a good idea until it's in your hand when you really wish you had something else.
Yeah, you're like, I need actually that card drawn now. Yeah. So that might be something that's worth cutting if you're looking to do like upgrades from this deck.
Yeah, let's not be too hasty. We have Everflowing Chalice. Chalice.
So there's another reprint here, which is not terrible. I don't play this too often unless maybe I'm doing like something that cares about kicker, or I have an artifact deck, but it's not bad. It's another mana rock that you can use, and since we're limited on what kind of ramp we can have in this colorless commander identity, it's not terrible. But maybe another thing that I would throw up as a potential thing to upgrade for my mana.
There's better ways to get there than with the charge counters. Yeah. Fire Shrieker.
Oh, double strike.
Yeah. That would just be brutal with any of these Annihilate.
Yeah. I think again though, something else that I'm just like meh on as far as like an equipment. Like that's probably another thing I would look to cut and upgrade with something like they probably won't have it, but All of Dust I think is one of the main board wipes you're gonna have, and then I think like Liberator, Battlethopter is another really good card that should be in this deck because that cares about colorless spells and it just gets stronger. It's got flying. It's just an incredibly good card.
Yeah. We've got Hedron Archive, one we've seen a lot.
Another one that I'm not super stoked on. Mindstone. That's a good one. I like it. I actually put that in a lot of my decks where if I don't have access to, green ramp, or maybe because even white now is pretty good at ramping and mana fixing, I use like Mindstone for the card draw aspect, but then again, if I'm playing like mono black or Rakdos or something like that, it's just a nice mana rock that can later become like card draw. So I like Mindstone a lot.
Yeah. Omnithopter of Paradise. Since I only play artifacts.
Or in Doctor. Not
Omni. Oh, crap. We're going to need to recut that. Especially because it is in every deck I've ever had, so.
That's funny.
And then look what's next. Okay. Cut.
Oh, no. I was going to leave that in.
No!
No.
You don't call it a dork.
It is a dork. Look how silly it is.
Palladium Mirror.
Okay. Not terrible. Cheaper creature. Oh, is this the scare?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember this bugger.
Okay, so that's good for like ramping-ish. Ooh, a wall.
Suspicious Bookcase?
Target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's not terrible.
Yeah. Logistically, I'm wondering how a secret bookcase is going to offer us any defense.
Because it's a secret passage.
Because we're hiding?
It's a wall. It's a literal wall. And then you sneak through it to not be blocked because you found secret passageways.
Well, maybe if I read some of those books that were on the wall, I would have had been more smarts and I would have thought of something to do with that suspicious wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Warren Power Stone?
Yeah. That's another card. It's not the worst.
Yeah. Arcane Lighthouse. Awesome.
What does that do? Until end of turn, creatures your opponents control lose hexproof. Oh, and Shroud. I forgot about this card.
Yeah.
That's not a bad spot. Like if you want some sort of like Shadow Spear effect. I don't think it's as expensive as Shadow Spear. I'm not entirely sure, but that might be a budget friendly option just for future decks as well. Ooh! Oh, now this is a very, very good reprint. Your eyes got so excited for it. So this is a very good card, if you want to read it.
Kozilek, comma, the Great Distortion. Yeah, absolutely love this. When you cast this spell, if you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. As Menace, discard a card with mana value X and counter target spell with mana value X. Just so much.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
a very, very good card.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of wild to see a reprint of that just in a precon, so that's super good.
Yeah. And just, oh my goodness. Looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that there so
Hell
I can look at it more. Abstruse Archaic.
Vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
And then it taps to what?
Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a colorless source. You may choose new targets for this copy.
Ooh, I wonder if that stacks with the Annihilator. So you copy that ability while it's on the stack, and you hit multiple targets with that. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Is that all his dust? Or no, Calamity of the Titans.
Yep, Calamity of the Titans.
Uh,
As an additional cost to the spell, reveal a colorless creature card from your hand, exile each creature and planeswalker with mana value less than the revealed card's mana value.
ooh, that's kind of like Ugin's ult, the spirit one that you like minus X for its loyalty counters and exile all not like colorless. Now that would be bonkers in this deck. Like, oh my god.
I think we just get Ugin in here in
That's
general.
one-sided.
Fight him over.
Oh yeah, all.
And the art
Beat
is
up Nikki Drenage.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's super pretty.
Yeah, just so many unnecessary limbs and beautiful colors.
that's how you know you love it.
That's all we are. Desecrate Reality. An instant, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target permanent that player controls with an even mana value. 0 is even. Adamant. If at least 3 colorless mana were spent to cast this spell, seems likely, return a permanent card with an odd mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Nice.
Yeah.
That could be good. And what else we got?
Flare of Loyalties.
Ooh,
things getting flayed. That's visceral.
That reminds me of D&D.
Oh boy. When you cast this spell, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that target creature. Until end of turn, it has base power and toughness 10/10 and gains trample, Annihilator 2, and haste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just casual that.
And just some trample in there too. Why
That's
not?
fine. So,
Annihilator 2.
oh, and Annihilator too. So it's a lot of scary stuff if you can do the thing.
Yes, you will be flaying your opponents for sure. That hits the board.
Oh, I thought that was Emrakul. Just Emrakul's, I think, in the art. I was like, oh my god.
Ermagerd, it's cool.
Emrakul, it's Emrakul.
Rise of the Eldrazi. The spell can't be countered. Destroy target permanent. Target player draws 4 cards. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Rise of the Eldrazi.
I guess that's why it's 12 mana. Good luck casting that.
Time did stop for me while I was trying to do the math on that. 12 did seem like a lot. That's amazing art as well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Skittering Cicada.
Flash?
Flash, you may cast colorless spells as though they have flash. Whenever you cast a colorless spell until end of turn, Skittering Cicada gains trample and gets +X, where X is that spell's mana value.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And Skittering Cicada really rolls off the tongue too.
I probably needed that when I was in speech therapy.
Skittering Cicada.
Oh my god, I can't even do it.
New York.
I don't even know if I could do it. Skittering Cicada. I had to like slow that down. I had to think about it.
Just
too.
dub my voice in. Hard cut it from Ugin's Mastery. He came over.
What's up, Ugin?
All right. Is it okay if I still keep reading?
Oh
this?
yeah,
I'm
go
having
for
a
it. I
blast.
can't read it from over here. So.
Okay. All right.
I'm just having fun.
Whenever you cast a colorless creature spell, manifest the top card of your library.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater, you may turn a face down creature you control face up.
Nice.
Cool, so you don't have to wait for him to die for it to...
So I think one of the things that I've been noticing so far, obviously we haven't gone through all the cards, is card advantage is a bit lacking. And it's probably just not as many decent budget friendly cards that they'd probably want to reprint in a precon that's like for colorless. So I think this Ugin's Mastery with like manifest effects is going to get you like more of that card advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that? Oh,
Darksteel Monolith. Indestructible. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a colorless spell you cast from your hand.
That's really good. Yeah. That's why I run
crucial.
exile effects too when I'm playing anything for commander. Mostly so I could target like the indestructible enchantment gods. So I like to do stuff like Crush Counterban or Anguish Unmaking, but this is an example of like a good idea for why you want to run like exile effects for certain interaction pieces.
Yeah, you do not want this on the board.
That's like your win comp. Oh, there is All is Dust.
Yep, All is Dust.
All is Dust.
Each player sacrifices all permanents they control that are one or more colors.
I just thought of Bjork. All is full of
dust. Yeah, that's fantastic. For this
yeah. Ooh, Endbringer.
Endbringer. Untap Endbringer during each other player's untap step. And you could tap Endbringer to deal 1 damage to any target. Pay a colorless and tap. Target creature can't attack or block this turn. Or 2 and tap to draw a card.
That's interesting. It's a decent blocker too. I don't know.
Yeah, and just kind of always having access to that after everyone's untap step.
Oh yeah.
At least you'll look like less enticing to attack, whether you're going to do those things or not.
For sure.
Yeah.
Some potential value.
Endless One. Oh, I've got this little lad. Endless One enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Some flexibility.
I really love the art for it. That is really pretty.
Just arms.
It's just arms.
So many arms.
Spaghetti monster.
Just, yeah. It's like pin the tail on the donkey, but just they're like rapidly throwing it at the wall. Yeah. Ship it.
Is that your next birthday party? Is
yeah, pin the arm the tentacles on the Eldrazi. Yeah.
I'm honestly down for that.
Yeah, that kid would need to be on a watch list for sure. Go to the party.
Kid is you.
Kid is me. Yeah. I should be.
Noted.
It That Betrays. Ooh.
An Annihilator.
What an edgelord thing to say.
I know.
Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control.
That is really good. Yeah, it's 12 CMC.
Damn well better be for 12. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, that's like a good way to deal with like any sort of sacrifice decks. Like someone pops a living death and you're like, cool story, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Matter Reshaper. When Matter Reshaper dies, reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card with mana value 3 or less. Otherwise, put that card into your hand.
All right.
Something?
Yeah, card selection.
Oblivion Sower.
Sower. I think you did it right. Yeah. I'm bad at words.
Yeah, they didn't want to make it sound delicious.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a
Skittle. Oblivion be any flavor, let alone
it's sour. A Skittle to me. I don't know.
You mean skittering cicada?
You're right.
Oblivion Sower. When you cast the spell, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of their library. Then you may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. Should help with some of this expense.
You know, you're going to throw down that cash money. Better get some stonks. I don't know. There's your boy.
It's
your
my
boy.
Little lad.
It's your boy coming
it's
at
your boy
you.
looking back at in another deck. Yeah, definitely making the colorless spells cost 2 less. That's crucial. As long as you can have them out on the board,
and
right?
protect them largely. I think that's the hardest part with like planeswalkers is people see them and they're like kill on sight.
Yeah,
for the most part.
And he's actually looking cheap in this deck.
Oh yeah,
onto the board.
Especially like it is another form of card advantage for you with that manifest ability. So at least it has a way to protect itself because it essentially creates a 2/2 body that can help protect it. But again, you know, that is going to be a target for removal, especially because you can -3 it to destroy something as well. So but yeah, great card for this deck.
And also creating those spirits too, manifesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean by creating the body to protect itself,
Yeah.
which turns into card advantage when it gets destroyed. Oh, it's your other boy.
It is. I recently took him out of my deck, but
Sag.
yeah.
I remember.
I still worship the stone idol. Don't worry.
I remember the first time you like flashed that in, and I like had gotten back in. I was like, "Oh, 12. How do I deal with that?" Now I know. Run interaction.
Yeah, I think he was fun for the Saheeli deck. You know, when you can duplicate him and discount him and stuff. But,
Oh, it's your other favorite card. This deck was built for you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Duplicate imprint.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. Can't with every card.
I guess it's your non-binary friend because they're shapeshifter.
Yeah, the proverbial boy.
Yeah.
When duplicate enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-token creature. As long as a card exiled with duplicate is a creature card, duplicate has the power, toughness, creature types of the last creature card exiled with duplicate. It's still a shapeshifter.
Important to note, it doesn't have its activated abilities though.
Found that out the hard way.
Yeah, so it's just something to note there. But it is a good removal piece.
Yeah. Endless Atlas. There you go. Yep.
Atlas.
Yep.
Draw a card. Yep. Something you needed. Ooh, Forsaken Monument is gas in this deck though.
Colorless creatures you control get +2. I'm leaking the next one. I can't do that. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2 whenever you tap a permanent for a colorless. Add an additional colorless. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life.
Some life. Get a life.
Get a life. Getting lost in these cards.
Lost in the I guess not sauce. Lost in the cardboard.
Yep, in the sour oblivion. There we go. I'll point the mic this way. Okay.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, loving that. Hangerback Walker. Hangerback Walker enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it. When Hangerback Walker dies, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying for each 1/1 counter on Hangerback Walker.
Nice.
Pay 1 and tap to put said counter on this ghastly thing.
Do you think we're gonna get Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger in here? Is that too stonksy of a reprint?
Then what will it would just all be here.
Yeah.
Gotta give us something to strive for, but that doesn't mean I'm not hoping for it. Investigator's Journal. Investigator's Journal enters the battlefield with a number of suspect counters on it.
Sus. At the same time, didn't even plan that.
On it equal to the greatest number of creatures a player controls. Pay 2, remove 1 to draw a card. Pay 2 and sacrifice it to draw a card. Yeah, the other one was pay 2 and tap to remove the counter.
Ooh, I love Cauldron Complete.
Cauldron Complete. Legendary artifact equipment. Living weapon. Much like your fists that you had to get registered as living weapons. Indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. 7 to equip. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was like another card where it was like Strixhaven dropped, and then shortly after that was Modern Horizons 2. And I pulled that in a pack, and I just was like, this card, what is unstoppable?
Unstoppable.
Yeah, so I've been having fun just throwing that in like artifact decks and stuff. Oh, Mazemind Tomb's good. I love that card. It's good for a card advantage.
Mazemind Tome. Tap and put a page counter on Mazemind Tome to scry 1. Pay 2 and tap to put a page counter and draw a card. When there are 4 or more page counters on Mazemind Tome, exile if you do gain 4 life.
Seems good.
Look at this shit. They're so shy.
They're super shy. They said, don't look at me while I'm learning.
Metalwork Colossus. I do really like this card.
Yeah, That's a good Cascade one.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't really like running it because it doesn't have trample. It's just like a 10/10 body that can maybe get itself out of the graveyard, but you have to recast it for another 11. I don't know. I just am not like, I know it's X less the cost for, is it per artifact or?
Isn't it? Yeah, it's for non-creature artifacts control.
So it can be good, but I just don't know about here, honestly.
It's fun in my Urza deck, just like with Menace, kind of forcing people to throw themselves in front of it, and it ends up not being that expensive when you have just a piss load of mana rocks out.
Well, I'm just thinking like for this deck specifically.
Yeah.
I'd probably Mirage Mirror is a good one.
Hi, Mirage of Fivel.
So you can use this to do all kinds of shenanigans. I think the copy creature effect, so some stuff that I've seen that's fun is like copying something that has like ability to give hexproof to like other creatures. So like if you see like a Seraph the Viper's Fane or Shall I Voice of Plenty, where it's like give other permanents or other creatures hexproof, sometimes it's fun to tap that in response to protect your board state or something like that, or whatever other ability that you're looking for. Maybe in a Chroma's Memorial that gives stuff like flying and diligence and stuff like that. You just kind of use whatever's on the board to give yourself an advantage.
Yeah, just a lot of flexibility there. I like that a lot. Myriad Construct. Remember this one? I've never used it in a deck.
I don't think it's good. This is another card I would cut as well, but
yeah.
It's just expensive and it doesn't really do much for you.
Mystic Forge.
That's not bad. That's another card advantage one.
Yeah.
So basically, if you had like a land or something you don't really care about on top, you could just tap it and exile it and hopefully get something better.
Perilous Vault.
How perilous?
Well, you pay 5 to exile this and exile all non-land permanents. So that is pretty perilous.
Exile effects are good. I think now with like so much stuff having like indestructible and just, I don't know, really important like snowball effects, I think exile, especially board wipes, are going to be more and more important. It does suck to exile your own stuff, even if you're a graveyard deck, but I think, you know, shutting down like the Omnath deck that's creating like the 4/4 jelly beans that can just throw damage at people's faces, or the Blood Artist that's on the board. Like, I just like the exile ability. I love it. No, I think it's great. Yeah. And then also Oblivion Stone. I think one of my favorite things, which I hope Oblivion Stone's in here, because that one is destroy instead of exile. And since we do have a few indestructible things in this deck, that could potentially lead to like a one-sided board wipe. But I also just think like, again, with the power creep with a lot of cards, like having at least a board wipe effect is going to be super, super important. Yeah. And the Oblivion has been in here, so chances are. I think so. Yeah. It would be on theme. Oh, Phyrexian Triniform. It has Encore, which is decent, but this is another one that I don't really care about unless I have like an artifact ability that's gonna like discount something a lot. Like I see this more in like artifact decks or ways that you can like mill it into your graveyard, make a copy of it or something like that. It looks so cool. It is really cool. I don't know. I think I'm so on that. Oh, it's our sad robot. You ramp? So similar. Why are they so sad, though? They're a robot. Does anyone explain that?
I think they need another alliteration of like melancholy mech or something.
Melancholy mech
would be a simulacrum for this guy.
I cast MM. Oh, Soul of New Phyrexia.
I'd like this just to have in my graveyard, just if I need to give things indestructible until I repair them.
It doesn't have to be in your graveyard, though, right? No,
no, I mean just like worst case scenario, he's dead, and then just I feel safer in a game knowing
that they're just near you. Yeah. Get you a play mat so you can just look at it. Yeah. This isn't terrible. Yeah. I think it can be powerful if people don't have the interaction for it.
We know the Steel Heck Kite.
Steel Heck. Yep. Yeah, that's another okay one.
Stonecoil Serpent.
I do like this one. I usually run it in Historic Brawl more, though, because it's like an easy thing that you can throw down to be a good blocker, because more often than not, you're going up against like some commander or powerful card that's like multicolored. So, and it also has like reach, which I think this deck also could use, because you might lose to like an angel deck. So, yeah.
and bide some time surviving until you can get your big boys out.
Mm-hmm.
Transmorgifying Wand.
Oh, this is a fun card.
Transmorgifying Wand enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. Pay 1 to remove a charge counter. Destroy a target creature. Its controller gains a 2/2 white Ox creature token. Activate only as a sorcery.
Mm-hmm. So you're just turning stuff into Oxes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you have your infinite tokens.
Free Oxes. Oxen free. Arch of Orzhaka.
So this is a decent land. I think it's in here to help with the card draw because you pay 5, you get to draw. The only thing is that's a lot, and you have to have the City's Blessing, so it's not my favorite. I like War Room more, and that one you lose life based on like how many colors are in your commander's identity, so I think that would actually be a really good land to put in this deck. Blast Zone.
Blast Zone.
It's another removal potential board wipe here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more charge counters now, so
I think, yeah, if you had like a proliferate effect, like Glistening Sphere might be cool, but that one would just be that one ETB you get to proliferate. But yeah, Blast Zone's not terrible. I think it had its place, could be wrong on this, but in Standard during the War of Sporks era, but I could be wrong on that.
Back in the war.
Back here during the war, exactly.
Boots on the ground.
The flashbacks.
Bounder's Enclave.
Bonders.
Oh my god.
Together we can form one adult that knows how to read. It's okay, people probably aren't watching anywhere at this point.
Yeah, true. Bonder's Enclave. Enclave. Yep, we know this one.
Mm-hmm. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. So I'm always so iffy on these cards because I really don't like giving my opponents card advantage, because how do you win games in Commander? You ramp fast and you draw a lot of cards, and so I think unless I'm in like a group hug deck that I don't want to do this, especially if one person's at arch enemy at the table and maybe you're helping them find answers to keep their board state protected. So this one's iffy for me. But that's just my thought on that.
Looks pretty.
It is very pretty.
Yeah, if you're a kind person, then just let everybody draw. Come on, it's just a card.
If you're not a sweaty tryhard.
yeah, what if? Mirror Pool.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for a colorless. Pay 2 in a colorless to tap it, sacrifice, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control, and choose new targets. 4 in a colorless to tap and sacrifice the Mirror Pool to create a token that's a copy of a target creature you control.
That could be really good. But again, with how expensive everything is, I don't know
if you'll have money left over.
Yeah, to do that. It's more, chances are if you put like a really scary like 12 cost Eldrazi, it's going to be the first thing that gets blown up. So
Ruins of Oran Reef.
Oh yeah, it's an older one.
Yep. Enters tap for colorless, and tap to put a 1/1 counter on colorless creature that enters the battlefield this turn.
That's not terrible. That's an interesting utility slot.
And stacking some counters. Scavenger Grounds.
Love this card. You know, Gotta love your graveyard hate.
Yeah, within a land. Seagate Wreckage. Oh, the art is tight.
What's this one? Draw? Okay, so that's not bad.
To draw, yeah,
but it's only no cards on hand, so I guess it doesn't come in tap. That one's not terrible, I guess.
Shrine of the Forsaken Gods.
Oh my god.
Tapping for colorless. Tap to add 2, only for colorless. Activate if you have 7 or more lands.
Not good. Ooh, Tyrate Sanctum's actually one of my favorites. I love using this as a protection piece, but also it gives a little bit of like a buff to some of your creatures, so I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
There it is, War Room.
War Room.
This is a really good card. So yeah, again, you pay, is it 2 mana or 3?
3 in the tap to pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity.
And I believe it would be 0 because your commander's colorless. So this really good synergy. Cool. So that's actually a really good card. And it's one-sided, so you are paying into it, but it's worth it.
Eldrazi Temple. I mean, you got to give them a house to go to. They're all here.
Exactly.
And you can tap to add 2 to use only for colorless Eldrazi spells or activated abilities of Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Love it. Forge of Heroes.
Or Forging Heroes? You just build them now?
Yeah, or you're cooking them.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think
What do you think Eldrazi?
That got dark quickly.
Guildless Commons. Enters tapped. Enters the battlefield, return a land. To my hand. I don't know. I hate
so excited by this.
Oh, God. I'm getting flashbacks of thinking that I'm going to be good at bouncing lands, and then I never do it right.
Oh, because you're supposed, like, you forget to tap it and then bounce it back?
Yeah, or anything I can bounce back doesn't have ATB effects, so I'm just punishing myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not good at Magic. That's clear by now. I think in the beginning I need to preface it with, yes, I supported getting you into Magic, but that does not mean I've ever gotten better.
I mean, you are busy, and I do this every day, and you play it like once every 6 months or something.
Yeah, I'm here for my enthusiasm for Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Mage Ring Network.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting addition to this deck. I don't know if I would really do much with that, though, just because I feel like everything in this deck is so expensive. I don't know how much I'd be using that ability. I don't know.
Temple of False God.
I hate this card, and I hate that they put it in so many precons. It's such a feels bad moment if you draw, like, let's say like your starting hand, and this is one of 3 lands in your starting hand. It's useless for so long, and you have to hope you actually make all your land drops.
They're letting you know it's a false god, so,
Yep. Yeah. Versus Godless Shrine.
Yes.
Magic has some issues with their false gods, apparently.
Just worship real ones. They're clearly around. Tomb of the Spirit Dragon.
Ooh.
Nice. Gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control.
That could be good.
Yeah.
I think that could actually save you, especially if you become arch enemy at the table, because people are definitely going to want to bonk you for running Eldrazi.
Urza's Mine. Hard at work.
Yeah. I wonder if they have all the Urza cards in here then. Oh, they do. Okay.
Urza's Power Plant.
Very nice.
Yep. Urza's Tower.
There's the tower. Nice.
He called it. Waste. Oh.
So these reprints, I think, of the colorless lands are really good. Oh, you're really excited about these. Yeah. No, they're super cool. But yeah, so you gotta have colorless lands to run that. And I think these were a little expensive. I could be wrong, but I think these were more expensive than your typical kind of basic lands, because I think only colorless decks have to run like these kind of lands. I could be wrong on that, though.
Beautiful. I love that one. I'm going to put it there so I can look at it more.
Yeah, it looks like they have multiple different arts for it, too.
Yeah, it looks so rad.
Or at least 2 different arts for it.
3, 2.
3? Okay.
Cool.
I think some of that must be after, like, Urza set off the Silex, and then it looks like some of them are, like, on Zendikar. But I could be wrong on the Snow one, but the Snow one just at least reminds me of, like, after Urza, like, lit off the Silex and kind of nuked the whole Dominaria world.
I think it just looks like a lot of fossils were left in the freezer. It's pretty cool.
Was it, like, you take the glue as a kid? Or whatever.
I didn't huff glue as a kid.
Okay, whatever. You just ate it.
The one you can be irresponsible with.
Yeah, so that's the token one. I do like the thick cardboard ones, though. A couple of times you have to be careful when you order online. I thought I ordered Prosper, and I accidentally just ordered the freaking token card. And I was like, cool.
See if there's any cool tokens here.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a little bit of the same art.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
So kind of like the previous Commander Masters that we saw. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was the deck.
Oh,
they're little ox. That's so cute. Well, they're 2-sided ones too.
Oh, hell yeah! Look at that.
Yeah. That's for when you
Disgusting.
cast your Caldra complete.
That's just how I feel when I wake up.
It's me before my coffee. Am I right?
Am I right?
Don't talk to me on a Monday.
Eldrazi Scion. Tentacles and arms. Where arms become tentacles.
Just like your spaghetti monster.
And tentacles.
This is intent. Equals.
Ah.
Thanks for pretending that made sense. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for letting me touch these with my grubby mitts.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure time slowed down for me at times because I was getting lost in it. But,
This is really
this is
fun.
awesome. I'm so excited for this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be super cool. And if you're still here till the end, thank you for humoring my brother and I while we open this together. This definitely means a lot and wouldn't be here without your support. So thank you so much for that, I guess, and hope you have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.